Hello, Ramesh.
Okay, let's get started. So the topic for today is access review, certification. So in the compliance, I mentioned that, right? We have two important topics. One is policy and other one is access review. So access review is most widely used feature of SailPoint. So let's understand this, how it is, useful for organization. So let's understand this problem statement. In organization where employees spend is 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, right? Now, when user join, they provide some access. During the lifespan of a user requests for certain access, right? After a certain time period, organization want to verify what type of total access are assigned to you, and are that access are those access basically correctly assigned to you? Means, uh, as a basically as a junior developer, right? I am not supposed to access the IT server, right? But in order to install one software, one day I request for access and they approve it for one day. But after that, the process is not there to remove my access, right? Or there could be other scenarios also, right? I was working previously in another project, and because of that, I got a lot of access which are not required now in my current project. In all the scenario, basically, organization wants to verify that employee have right set of access assigned in the organization, right? They should not have any additional access assigned in the organization. For that, they want to review every employee access, right? So this is the easiest way to solve this problem: review every employee access. But in that case, who will review, right? So that also we need to define. So access review is basically a process in SailPoint through which organization want to review employee access on all the targets account to verify that whether they have right set of access or not. In case they have some access assigned which are not required for their job functions, that can be marked for revocation. So this way, end of your certification campaign, end of your access review campaign, you will get all your INDs who don't have any additional access assigned in your organization. Now I'm going to show you one quick campaign here. Okay, now set up certification. So access review process is called certification, new certification, manager certification. I'll first show you one quick one, then I'll come to the detailed part. Let's say manager certification one. Who's the recipient? Let's go to advanced analytics. Search a manager here. It's a manager name equals to Barbara Wilson. So Barbara Wilson is one manager, and these are the three employees who reports to Barbara Wilson. Let's see their first name, email, and mainly their application. What applications they have. So these are the three employee who reports Barbara Wilson. They have three application HRMS LTAP track. I am running this campaign for Barbara Wilson. So recipient is Barbara Wilson. Not all managers, Barbara Wilson. When do you want to launch? I want to launch it right away. So let's run now. Which application you want to review? So out of three, HRMS is a source application, so no need to review. We can review the LTAP and the track. Let's say track application, or let's say LTAP, right? LTAP is basically one sensitive application, right? If user have access to this system, right, basically they can access some sensitive data, right? So we need to review this LTAP application access. So we can select those application here. Let's say LTAP. Now, what do you want to review on LTAP? Entitlements or accounts? So let's say I just only want to see account, who have account on the LTAP, right? In the advanced tab, I'll show you one option here, generate certifications for the specified managers and their subordinate manager, or for the specified managers only. Means we have this user Barbara Wilson. These are the three employees who reports to Barbara Wilson. There could be other employee also who reports to Carol Adams, Kenneth Hill, right? Sandra. So do you want to include that hierarchy? So you can use the for the specified managers and their subordinate managers. Or if you don't want to include the hierarchy, simply use this option. Launch this. Certification is launched. Manage certification one. Okay. So when you open this, you will see this decision statics. We can review 4 things in SailPoint: roles, entitlement, account, and policy violation. I have only selected accounts, so accounts coming here. It is 3 accounts. Access review assigned to whom? Barbara Wilson. So Barbara Wilson is responsible to perform this access review, right? You can open this and you can see all these are items assigned to Barbara Wilson. Now what we'll do, we'll log in from Barbara Wilson. I'll reset the password of this user. I'll put incognito. When you log in here, you will see this access review for Barbara Wilson is due 1 month from now. Okay, 0 out of 3. Open this. These are the 3 accounts which need to be reviewed for Barbara Wilson. So Barbara Wilson has to decide that, okay, all this account assigned to this user are correct or not. Let's say Carol Adams should not have account. So I'll mark it revoke and save. So one decision is reviewed, right? It's possible that not 3, I have, let's say 300. So all 300 I cannot complete today, right? So I simply complete few today, log out, can come tomorrow and resume from here. So when you see this, 1 out of 3 is complete. Open this again. You can complete this remaining one. Let's say the other 2 I'll mark it approve. That okay? This user should have access, so I'm marking it approve. This user should not have access, so I'm marking this revoke. Save. Once you complete all your items, SailPoint will prompt this screen. This screen is called sign off screen. Here, if you read this, you have taken action on all items in the access review. To complete the access review, sign off on all certification decision made. By doing this, you certify that all decisions either selected by yourself or delegate are correct. Means now you cannot change your decision. You still can cancel this, you can make change here. But after sign off, you cannot change your decision. Sign off means complete the campaign from my end. It's removed. Now open the same certification. Refresh. You see 2 approved, 1 is revoked, right? Now you can run the task called perform maintenance. Perform maintenance will complete this certification. So you see complete status of certification is active. Run the perform maintenance task. Perform maintenance task will complete the certification. This is the only thing what we do in certification in the access review. I'll come to the detailed part, but this is the whole in concept, right? Access will be reviewed by certifier. They have option to approve or revoke. Approve means keep the access as it is. Revoke means revoke that access. This is not required. Okay. Now let's come to the detailed part. Now focus on this. Okay. The campaign we define here, this is called campaign. A campaign here, right? Certification campaign, right? This campaign is called basically certification. Certification. Define the certification campaign. What is reviewed, right? Like say in this case, we have selected few options, right? What is reviewed? What include, right? So we have selected Barbara Wilson. What is reviewed? When? By whom? The frequency when you want to, right? By whom? What content you want to include? So that you define inside the certification campaign. Comprised of 1 or more access review that share the same parameter. Why it is saying that? Because as of now, we have selected 1 manager, Barbara Wilson. So that's why it is showing 1 entry here, right? So let's say if we selected all managers, so what will happen? SailPoint will create multiple entries here. Manager access review for Barbara Wilson, manager access review for James Smith, like that, right? So whatever parameter you select in your certification, that will be applicable to all managers. So that is the meaning of this line. Comprised of 1 or more access review that share the same parameter. So let's say they have launched 1 campaign here. Manager certification, finance application. Okay. Access reviews. This individual items here are called access review. So when they actually launch this campaign, multiple access reviews created here. Manager access review for James Smith, John Williams, like this. So this whole thing is called campaign. Individual items are called access reviews. Okay, so this is the difference. Access review. Provide a snapshot of the data to be certified. So when I logged in from Barbara Wilson, I got the snapshot of my direct reportees, what access they have on LDAP, right? I got the snapshot of that, and then I can take the decision, approve or revoke. Route it to the reviewer to take action. As a reviewer, you get this account information and you decide the decision. Overall certification process. Overall certification process is defined by the compliance of the business analyst, right? They define the parameter of what you need to include, what you need to include, right? Which application you have to include, when you have to run the campaign, monthly, quarterly, like that. When we define the campaign, when we launch the campaign, what happened? INT-IQ collect data, right? So the moment you click on launch in your campaign, SailPoint collect data from the database. And after that, it route to the appropriate reviewer, right? Let's say we are selected all manager, right? So as a manager, I will get only access, which basically my direct reportee as in the organization, right? As a reviewer, what I can do? When I reviewer receive access review, they have two options, approve or revoke access. Approve means keep this access as it is. Okay, or revoke means revoke, it's not required. And after that, sign off from the complete access review. Sign off means permanently save the decision in the database. After that, you cannot change your decision. After sign off, what happens? INT-IQ take action on the revoked access. Whatever access we have marked for revoked only, that will be included in this process. If connector is direct, example LDAP, so SailPoint will directly revoke. If it is not, SailPoint will create the work item. Actions are only performed on the revoked. Remember this. Clear this part?
Rahul, I have a question that you mentioned that as a manager, if I review the access, we get the snapshot. So I didn't get where we get it.
Snapshot means basically the if you remember, right? I got the reviewer to review, right? Basically, I got that list I have to review, like this one, right? This is how I got the screen, right? Where I was selecting approve or reject, right? Approve or revoke. So this is basically called snapshot.
Okay, got it.
Now, Rahul, where it will stored once the sign off is done?
Everything in the database.
In database. Okay.
Every single thing in the database.
Even revoke or sign off also.
Everything.
Okay.
So software. What you use, it's an application. Software. Here we don't have anything. Right. Everything goes to database.
What is the purpose of archive in that case?
Purpose of?
Archive, certifications archive.
1 second. Give me one. So archive basically what happens, right? After certain time period, when we are launching the certification, right? Let's after 1 year, right? The old certification we cannot delete, right? Because that contains a lot of history data, right? What actions performed, like that. So we need to archive those certification, means we are not deleting, but we are putting those certification in a disable mode completely, basically. So that is your archive.
Okay.
So it's not advisable to delete the previous data because we have to maintain the history also, right? In the system for few years. So we have to archive those data. So that cannot be, that will not create any, load or performance issues on the SailPoint system.
So it goes to when it's completely revoked or it's completely signed?
No. I'm launching this campaign, let's say every month. After 12 months, I have a lot of campaigns, right? That has huge data in the database table, right? So after some time, I have to clean up my data also, right? So there are some tables, I mean, some data which you can delete, right? There's some data which you cannot delete. You have to maintain as a history, right? So certification data you cannot delete, right? So what you need to do, you have to archive the data. Means you are basically putting that data in a separate table, which will not be scanned by any SailPoint process. So SailPoint performance will not be impacted. This comes when you have a lot of data in your system. Archive is not related to one certification. Archive is when your certifications, when you go here, you see this, there are a lot of certifications, right? Which is now creating performance issues here. Then you have to archive few certification, past certification.
Even the revoke also it goes to archive state, like how it.
No, see, you are confusing two. I mean, you are talking about two different things. Archive has no relationship with approve revoke.
Okay.
Archive is basically the old past data, right? You want to store in a separate table. That's it. After 2 years, you have, let's say, 5 lakh identity request here, right? So out of 5 lakh, I want to remove 3 lakh identity requests from here. So that identity request has no relationship with the approval or notification. I want to clean up my data. So that is your archive thing.
Okay, got it.
Okay, coming back here on this screen. Any question here? Anyone?
So Rahul,
Yes.
so during this campaign, the whole campaign process for this manager certification, do we need to run any task like identity refresh task
No,
or any specific
nothing.
options to select in the identity refresh task?
Only perform maintenance task is required, which is by default scheduled in every 5 minutes. So no need to run it
So
explicitly.
that is out of the box configuration.
Yeah, that is out of the box. So it's not required. Perform
Okay.
maintenance is the basically main task which impact your certification. So it is not required to run explicitly. Here I'll be doing this because I don't want to wait for 5 minutes. But in a project, right, the project will take some time to process the data. And every 5 minutes, task will be running. So no need to run manually.
And see, for this, you have selected LDAP application and account. So let's say I would like to, configure set of entitlements or particular entitlement.
I'll be showing you that part. Right now, I'm just covering this one particular slide to you. So step by
Okay.
step, I'll be showing you more campaigns.
Okay, fine.
Okay, moving next here. The certification time phase, right? How certification work basically from the time period, right? So we call it time periods, we call it phase also, right? Sometimes we also call it state, right? Generally we use phase or time period, right? So when we click on the certification, launch the certification, okay? So that time SailPoint generate the data. So whatever setting you have selected, right? When you click on the launch certification, SailPoint generate the data from the database and it will create a one certification. One certification can have multiple access review. Like right now, the one which I defined here, right? That is one certification campaign that only contain one access review, but there are possibilities that multiple access review generate here. So same they have mentioned here in this screen. If you see, one certification campaign has multiple access review, right? After this, if you see, the black dotted are the optional one. Okay, that means staging, challenging, remediation. All three are optional. Only active period is the mandatory period. What is this active period? The total duration, right? The total time frame window which will be provided to a certifier in which they can perform the certifications. Mean they can do the access review. That is called active period duration. Right now, just to show you example here, I log in from the Barbara Wilson and I've completed the access review today only. But what is the actual time period, or you can say maximum time period is allowed for me? Let's say I have to review access of 300 employees. So definitely I cannot complete that task in one day, right? I need more times. So what is the actual time period we are providing to all certifier in the organization in which they can complete their access review? So that is called active period. Active period means simple, where certifier are taking action on the access reviews.
That is your active period. Just before active period, if you see, this is one optional staging period, right? What is the staging period? Certifications are always launched on production. Certifications are always launched on the large data. So if anything wrong you have configured, that will impact on the large user. Example, I have configured wrong applications. So what will happen? When I'm launching the campaign, the production, all certifiers will receive wrong email notification with the access review. Some of maybe they have completed the access review, some of may have be, marked some accounts to be revoked, right? So there is no way to roll back this. So for that reason, SailPoint says that use this staging option. Staging means basically pause, disable. Generate the certification, but your certification will not be active. Your certification will be in the disable mode. Okay. So that is your staging period. Let me show you this. We'll go to the certification. We'll right click. I'll be using this as a template instead of defining a new. You want to use this, right click, use as a template. Rename it manager certification to, let's say this time select different manager, let's say James Smith. Run now. Okay. Next, life cycle. Here you will see whatever I'm explaining here. You will see all those options here. Enable staging period, right? So this if you see, this is optional. I can enable this or I can leave this, right? Active period. For active period, we don't have any option to enable disable active period because active period is mandatory period. And you see the time period is here 1 month. So all the certifier will get 1 month time period basically. Okay. Right. Now I'll enable the staging period. So I'll just cover this two for now, staging and active. Launch this. You see, manage certification staged. Open this. We have selected for James Smith. So there are 4 accounts which needs to be reviewed by James Smith. Let's log in from James Smith. Question to Ramu, Ramesh, and Ranu. When I log in from James Smith, will I be able to complete the certification? I'll be able to see the certification.
If we selected the owner manager as James Smith, we will be able to. Oh, yeah.
What about you, Ramesh?
No, the certifier is supposed to do the certification, I guess, unless he delegates someone.
Okay. You see this? Staged. We selected one option staged. Means what? Certifier will not see anything.
Right. Stage option is selected, correct.
It's blank. This is in the disable mode. It's not activated. Now SailPoint is giving us chance to come here, review everything, check setting, right? Everything. Then only activate this. Once we feel that everything is correct here, then only activate this. So that is your staging period.
So Rahul, staging period is only for a day or two. How it is like?
No, there is no duration for staging period.
Okay.
It's yes
so
or no.
whenever the one who initiated the cert, they can make it to stage completed, right?
They should always mark the certification in the staging period. They have to come here. They have to review all the options of the setting, everything. It is assigned for James Smith, like that, all this stuff. Then only they should come and they should activate this. If you see here, there's a link here, view edit certification option. So you can see what option you have selected. And just certification to etc. all this. And here we have certain options which you can modify also, that you will see in the coming this one. Example, we selected 1 month. No, it should be 1 week only. So we can modify some setting, not everything. Okay, notification, etc.
Basically, it's like a validation period wherein we can.
Correct. Right. It's a validation period. Correct. Yeah. Now save change. Only when you and when you mark certification in a staging period, you will see these two buttons here: activate certification and cancel. If you feel that okay, a certification what is generated is not correct, you can cancel this. If you feel that it's correct, you can activate this. Now only SailPoint will activate this. Now only SailPoint will send emails to the certifier. Now only certifier will receive the certification. Now refresh this. You see certification assigned to this user. Duration is 1 week, 7 days. Clear meaning of staging period? Okay. Now active period, we have set it 7 days, right? So this user, this James Smith has 7 days to complete this campaign. So that is an active period. Okay. One more example. Right click, use citation as a template, manage certification 3. All managers. Run now. Next, staging period enabled. What I'm doing, I'm launching campaign for all managers. So first of all, it will take some time because now it is generating data. It is in the generation phase. It's generating the data. So it will take some time. Now the certification is in the stage state. So we have total 159 items open and we have total 48 managers in the organizations. Okay. Now you can click on activate certification, cancel certification. To cancel, the campaign will be completely removed from here. So validation period, you can basically say that also. Okay. Now after active period, when this is a duration in which certifier will take action, right? Approve, revoke. After this, approve means keep the access as it is. In case of approve, SailPoint will not perform any kind of action. Action will be only performed on the revoke, right? Skip this challenge for now. Okay. When you click on approve, you click on the sign off also. Sign off means completely save your decision completely in final decision in your database. After that, SailPoint start the revocation process, remediation, revocation, right? Come here, manage certification 3. Run now. Enable staging period, yes. Active period duration 1 week. Enable revocation period. So revocation period is by default selected, but it's optional. You can remove it, right? So now, what is the purpose of this revocation period? Will this control whether to revoke access or not? No. Whether you select this option or not, SailPoint will always go for revocation. Whatever items you have marked for revoke, SailPoint will always go for revocation. Only difference is when you select this option, enable revocation period, what happens? After revoking the item, SailPoint also scan whether the items are actually revoked on target system or not. Validation, basically, additional validation. So that is done by this option. When the revocation period is not specified, the certification is not scanned for complete remediations. Means SailPoint will not check whether the remediation means revocation is actually triggered or not. This is the only difference. So we should use these options. Okay. For how many days you want to ask SailPoint to review this, you can define, let's say 7 days, 9 days, whatever. So for 9 days, SailPoint will keep scanning whether the items are revoked or not. Okay. Then there is one more option here, process revoke immediately checkbox. What is the purpose of this? Okay. I give you one simple scenario. Try to understand this. Let's say we are launching a certification campaign for LDAP application in our organization. Now in LDAP, basically the certification duration, active period duration, we have marked 30 days. So this active period is for 30 days. After 30 days, SailPoint will go for revocation period, right? So let's say some manager has completed access review today only, some will be completing next week, some will be completing in the last week. So everyone is getting 30 days, right? They can complete their access review any day, whatever they want, right? After 30 days, SailPoint will go for revocation. Let's say application is very sensitive, right? Today I completed my access review for my diet reportee. I completed my access review, right? Out of 5, 2 accounts I marked for revoke, right? then in that case, I don't want SailPoint to wait for 30 days to complete or 29 days to complete, whatever the revoke, I mean the active period end date to come. I don't want SailPoint to wait for that. I want whatever I mark today only revoked, immediately perform revocation on that. Don't wait for active period to finish. Right? In that case, we can use this option here. Process revoke immediately. Okay. Now there are chances that some certifier will not perform this certification. So we can use automatic closing. Automatically, how we want to close the items. Okay. So here you have action taken on undecided items. Approve, revoke, allow exceptions. Allow exception basically, we are allowing the access for certain days only. Right? Approve means those certifier who are not taking any actions, you are approving on the behalf of them. So this is your automatic closing. Okay. Any question here, anyone on this part? For revocation, there is one more phase here called challenge period. What is the challenge period? I'll explain you this. This is not used in organization. Let's say as a manager, I marked some, my direct report access for revoke, right? Now their access will be go for revocation, right? But if you have enabled the challenge period, what will happen? When I mark any access for revoke, the identity will get the notification from SailPoint that, hey, as a part of access review process, your manager or certifier has marked this access for revoke. If you want to challenge this access, you can come to SailPoint and you can challenge this. In that case, that user feel that, okay, no, this access is required, right, for my job function. So person can come and SailPoint and can challenge my decision. Let's say person will say that, okay, hey, this access is required for me for this is reason, right? So in that case, I feel that, okay, if it is a valid justification, so I can change my decision from revoke. I can mark it approved. If I feel that no, it's not a valid justification, I can still go ahead with my revocation decision. So this is your challenge period. I give you a very simple example. Right. Let's say my manager is reviewing my access, right? And he marked one access for revocation, right? I receive one email notification from the SailPoint because we have enabled the challenge period. So SailPoint will say that, okay, this is the access which your manager has marked for revocation. If you want to challenge, you can challenge this access, right? No, so now I'll write a justification that, hey, last week Sachin left the organization and he was performing this job functions. In absence of Sachin, I am performing his job duty. That's why I need this access till we get the replacement of Sachin. So now when my manager will see this message, my manager will understand that, yeah, this is the valid justification to have this access, right? So now my manager will change his decision. Instead of revoke, he will mark it approved. So this way I will not lose the access. So this is your challenge period. Challenge period. All these periods are defined here on the life cycle page. Here you have challenge period. This is the duration for challenge period, and these are the notifications which trigger for the challenge period. Okay. Challenge period we don't use because when you see the certification campaign end to end, you will see it's very complicated. And it's not complicated for us, it's complicated for the end user. And organization want to simplify this process.
Rahul, can you tell more on allow exception? You said that if there is no action taken by reviewer on undecided item, so Is it going to be approved after certain period or revoke the access? How it is going to?
Exception is basically means we want to keep the access, right? But only for certain days. After certain days, access will not be revoked, but it will not be highlighted. Basically, it will be like, for example, let's say if we use this allow exception, what will happen? First of all, a SailPoint will put a, it will not mark it approved. Basically, approve means what? That this is the right access assigned to you, right? Allow exception, basically we are giving exception for now, right? Exception is basically just giving for now. It's not a complete indication that this access is actually required for you and you should have, right? So we are not marking approve. So sometimes organization is not able to finalize the decision, right? When the certifier are not taking actions, right? So in that case, we can use this allow exception. In that, what will happen? When we generate report, everywhere it will be written allow exception, right? Let's say if we are setting an end date in the global setting, that allow exception means basically for 30 days. So what will happen? Let's say we are running again one more campaign in next week. So your access will not be included in that campaign because for next 30 days, we are saving your access.
Right. What after that? Is it going to be revoked or
No, it will not
or
be
can
revoked.
we?
In case of access review, it will not be revoked. In case of policy violation, it will be revoked. But in case of access review, it will not be revoked.
But what if the user wants this access to be retained? And if it is revoked in policy period, then how
And
can?
the how policy works is different. How access review works is different, actually, right? So in case of access review, it will not be revoked. In case of policy, it will be revoked if you have selected those options. But in case of your access review, right, allow exception period, let's say 30 days. Even after that, SailPoint is from the certification, it will not go for revocation. But in case of policy, we can define it that okay, after exception period expire, then go for revocation. That is again optional. It's not a mandatory.
Okay. Good.
Still, I'm not clear. Can you please repeat?
The exception part?
Yeah. I mean, like exception and as well because certificates use it to revoke that access, right? We will trigger. So here after 30 days, if that certification is expired, so if we are trying to process the certification,
Understand this. Let's say manager access review is fine to all of us. We all are completing our direct reporting access review process, right? I am not available in the organization, right? Now, what should SailPoint do? I'm not taking action on my direct reported access. SailPoint should revoke the item. SailPoint should approve it, and SailPoint should mark it allow exceptions. Revoke means SailPoint will go for revocation. Those certifier who are not completing their certification, SailPoint will go for revocation. Approve means those certifier who are not completing their access review process, it will mark for approve on behalf of certifier, right? Allow exception is basically third categories areas where we are not marking revoke, we are not marking approve. We are highlighting that this is not this is not approve, right? Access we still want to don't want to we want to maintain the access, right? Because certifier is not taking action, right? We cannot delete because it could be sensitive also, it could be required for job function also. Now manager is not completing the access review, right? So we cannot take decision on behalf of manager whether this is actually right or wrong, right? So in that case, we are using this allow exception. In that case, what will happen? SailPoint will put a date here that okay, this is allowed for certain time period. Okay, but after allowed means after the time period expires, SailPoint will not go for revocation, right? SailPoint will again highlight this in the next campaign whenever you run the campaign. So certification campaign is not one-time activity. We have to run this periodically. This is how SailPoint also designed their certification campaign. We can launch this periodically.
If a manager is not available or reviewer is not available, we can delegate the access to, right?
No, that is different thing, right? Let's say if we are not using delegate, what will do? SailPoint will do. If let's say delegation is delegated identity is also not completing the review, what he will do?
Okay.
There's an end date, right? Where SailPoint will complete the certification campaign. On that and on that end date, what SailPoint will do on undecided items?
Has to be some other.
What?
It has to take some decision,
Got
otherwise.
it. That's you have to define it. That's why it's called automatic closing.
Which means the sale point will automatically close for unreviewed items.
Right.
Certification.
Yeah, that is the main purpose here. Yeah.
Okay.
Unreviewed items, correct.
Okay. So one more question I have, Rahul. Can I see? For
Yeah.
example, sometimes that some managers, some other identities may not have that supervisor. In that case, how it will be reviewed?
So in that case, you have to use different template. As of now, what we are doing, manager certification. So only manager will be identities who have manager. Only those will come in this campaign. Okay.
That we have to trigger another certification because R&D
Yes.
doesn't have any
Yes.
manager, right?
Because they don't have the manager assigned in the SailPoint system. So you have to use a different campaign for them. Different type of campaign for them. Now, here, so I just covered this basic part and the life cycle, right? I'll cover this the third one, notification behavior advanced. There are different type of certifications available in the SailPoint system, right? All have same tab here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only first tab is modified, is changed. Okay. All have the same properties in the second, third, fourth, right? Now, what is the purpose of this other certification? The access we are reviewing for identities, right? Who will be the reviewer? That is the main relationship here, identity and the certifier. Because for that reason, they have defined different type of campaign. The current one we are using is what? Manager certification. So whatever manager we are selecting here, that manager will review access of that report is. Let's say we have some other user, right, who don't have manager. So we have to use another type of campaign, right? Let me show you the campaign. In the application definition, let's say if I go to track, in the track we have some accounts, let's say 156. Owner of this application is track, is Adam Kennedy. We want to only review accounts which belong to track and by the owner of this application. So for that we have new certification, application owner certification. One, application track. Here we have to select track. Run now. Counts only. Lifecycle staging period I'm enabling. That's it. Rest all options are same. Schedule this. So this time the relationship between the identities who is going to be part of this review campaign, right, and the certifier, it's different. Now this time there are 156 accounts which are coming from the track application, and the certifier is application owner Adam Kennedy. Right. Let's say we don't have this kind of relationship. So in that case, we can use advanced certification. Advanced certification where we don't have criteria or we have some random criteria and we want to review access by some random X person, right? So my advanced certification. So you can now, if you remember, you can go here, advanced analytics, you can search, right? You can search random data here, right? Based on anything. Like last time we create a population also. Let me open that population. Austin based manager, correct? We added some criteria, 3, 4 criteria. So let's say I want to review this population. Add by whom? Let's say random person, Adam Kennedy. Add that 35 years, Adam. Right? You can add more population here, more user. You can add group also, group factory, right? Rest all is same. What you want to include? Lab. Accounts only. Staging period. Launch this. Advanced certification launch in this date, currently under staging. You see those 7 users coming here. Who's the certifier? Adam Kennedy, right? So you can build some population here. Okay, if the user don't have manager, user are uncorrelated, user are coming from, basically user are contractor, different type of user, service account, anything, right? So for that, you have to choose a template here based on the identity and who's the certifier, right? Now, in certification, one is basically your target certification. Target certification is different from all this certification. I'll show you separately. Before that, I'll complete this one, manager one. So what I just covered here, life cycle, right? Now, notifications. How SailPoint send the notification? Notification is very important part here because we cannot expect every user of organization to log into SailPoint and see the work items or certification every day in the morning, right? So we have to notify them, right? So for that, SailPoint send this initial notification. So whenever a campaign is generated, SailPoint send this notification certification. We can open this template from the debug and we can make the modification. Identity, sorry, email template, certification, right? So certification. This is a template. SailPoint use. Now you see this one option here, suppress initial notification. If you select this option, SailPoint will not send this email notification, initial notification. What is the purpose of this? Let's say we have 1.5 lakh activities in the organization. We are launching this campaign for, let's say, 40,000 managers. We have 40,000 managers in the organization. So SailPoint will be sending 40,000 emails to all the certified that, hey, this is a access review assigned to you. Sending 40,000 email on one go, it's very big load on SailPoint, also on your SailPoint server, also on your Outlook server, right? So it is advisable to not to use this option. I mean, not to send this email. So for that, we can use this option, suppress initial notification, in which SailPoint will avoid sending the initial notification. Okay, clear this part, everyone?
Rahul, what is that option below certification reminder and escalation?
Okay, now what is the certification reminder escalation? When we assign certification to certifier, we keep the duration generally 1 month. 1 month is like a standard template. I have also seen this in all the projects. Now, today the certification is assigned to me, the certifier, right? Now, I have a 1 month time period, right? So definitely, there is no guarantee that I'm going to start this or basically complete this campaign today only, right? So I can complete next week, any day, right? Just before the end date. So it's also important from SailPoint side that SailPoint send the reminders, right? Reminders to certify that, hey, this certification is due on you complete this, right? So for that reason, we have this option certification the reminder. This is most widely used. I mean, not most widely. This is one of the option basically which is used in all certification reminder and the escalations. Okay. Here we can configure the reminder and we can also configure escalation. Let's say after the sending multiple reminders, certifier is still not completing the certification, right? We can escalate to the manager of the certifier, right? So, or let's say basically till the last date of certifier is not completing the certification. In that case, also we can escalate. So for that, what we need to do, select this option here. This is notification policy. Add a reminder. How do you want to send the reminder? You have to configure. First reminder, when do you want to send? Let's say we have total 30 days time period. I want to send first a reminder on 7th, then on 14th, then on 21st, and then 28th. Send first notification on 7th. After start from today. Remind once every 7 days. So first will be sent on 7th, then 14, 20, 28, like this. Okay. This way you can configure. Right. One reminder you have to also send on the 15th day. So add one more here. Add reminder once only, 15 days from start. Once only. Add. Okay, why it's not coming? You see. So 1 week, right? So I cannot send email after 15 days. Like this, 1 month. Now it will work fine. Or let's say keep days, 30 days. Notification, the one more. After 15 days, after start, once only. Add. Okay, so this way you can add multiple reminders. Generally, we configure one setting only. In one setting, we just set up this basic thing, whatever you want. And this is the email SailPoint will be sending. Work item reminder. Same way we can add escalation. In the escalation, you will get one more additional option here. After setting certain number of reminder, let's say after sending 4 reminder, I want to escalate. So I 4. Or after let's say 25 day, I want to escalate. Or let's say just before 3 day expire. Okay, I can escalate. Okay. Clear?
Rahul, escalate in the sense it will directly go to the manager +1 or?
No. In case of escalation, this rule is mandatory. Okay. This rule, if you see this is called tooltip. Question mark. Tooltip. Select a rule which will determine the new owner. Who will be the new owner of this certification? So we need to write a rule here. And in this, we need to return an identity name, new owner. The name of the entity object that should be the new owner of the notifiable. Who should get notified? Right? So we need to write a rule here. So this rule is mandatory. Without that, if you see, select an escalation rule.
Okay. And
So
Rahul,
let's
is
say,
this email
for now, if I
template?
put here, SP admin. Okay, return. Escalation rule. Example. Okay. So now we can select rule and we can save this escalation also. Yeah, go ahead with your second question.
So in the reminder email, manager will get the hyperlink, right? Directly, it will redirect them to the access review page. So how it?
Yes, correct. So basically what happens is whenever you click on anything, like example here, if you see, yeah, URL is modified. Let's say if I go to access request, you see. So you will get this link.
In the
Right?
email. In the
Yeah,
email.
in the email. Yes. So let's say if I want to see my access review, so I'll go here, my work, my access review. So in your URL, or sorry, in that email, this is the URL you will get. So when you click here, you will come to this page.
Mhm.
Okay.
So are we defining these links in the email template, Rahul, which you have shown in?
It is already there, right? All these things are already there, basically. If it is not there, we can add. I've not checked this. Generally, operation team spend more time on this part of thing, right? So I've not checked this, and generally they view this thing, frequently. Operation team. So I'm not sure. I can check for you. Email template is what? Work item reminder. Open the template here. Okay. No, there is no URL here. If you want to use URL, what you need to do? You have to pass this URL here. So what this message says? Please log into NTIQ and view your work item inbox to resolve it. Right? Or you can do, or click here. You can provide the URL. For that, let's example, we are using this, right? So we have to provide this URL here. This we have to tokenize. I think yesterday I covered the SSD part, right? SSD. So using the SSD, we need to tokenize this. Okay, so user will get this link here, hyperlink, and we have to use actually not this one. There's a different way. We have to use that ahref HTML link tag, anchor tag basically. The tag A define a hyperlink. This one. So it will be like this. And this URL, whatever the URL is, whatever. Copy this. We put this here. Copy this. You have to put this in your template. Okay, this will not allow you to save because this angular brackets are not allowed. Okay, so for that we have to make one change here. What is that change? HTML entity or reference. So some tags are not allowed in your XML, which you cannot use. Okay. So for that, you will see this character entity. Let me show you. Yep, this one. Example, this end sign, you cannot directly use end sign in your SailPoint. So you have to use this same way. This for this one, we have to use this same way. This part should be also. You see, now it's saved. Okay, so now user will get this link. Clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now this way we can define the reminder station. This one is used. Okay, challenge period is not used, right? In the life cycle, we just configure this. This part, there are 99% chance you will see in every certification. Remind and the escalation. This is used in mostly all the certification. Same way, we can configure the revocation reminder for reminder escalation for revocation before revoking. But this option we don't use. Why we don't use? From a SailPoint perspective, right? They have provided all this option, right? What happens is, when you launch this process, right? You will see it's very complicated and very big process, right? And mostly non-technical people will be dealing with this process. So we have to make it very simple, right? Even I've seen that mostly customers struggle with the basic options also when they use the basic option and they launch the certification, right? So their end user managers, right? They confusion what is the certification, right? What is the access review? What will happen if I select this? Those kind of thing, right? So we have to make it simple, but these options are there. You can use it if it is required. Then behavior options, right? Behavior
Rahul,
means
one more option, right? Bulk reassignment.
yes, the email template. That's it. Whenever you select multiple user and you reassign to someone, right? This email will be triggered.
Okay.
This is just a name, right? No behavior. Okay. Now there are a lot of checkbox options here. Okay. How so behavior is basically the complete campaign when you launch from starting to end, right? How it behaves with SailPoint, with end user, with certifier, etc. Right. So there are some options here which you can enable or disable. Example, if you see on the top, we have prompt for sign off. That means whenever someone complete all their item, should SailPoint prompt for sign off screen or not? Right. So you saw that, right? When I complete my access review from the Barbara Wilson, SailPoint immediately prompt a screen sign off, right? So that can be controlled from here, right? Third one is required subordinate completion, right? Let's say I am the manager, I'm completing my direct report is. My direct report is also manager on some other user, right? Some other INDs, right? So I can only complete my certification when my direct reportee complete his or her certification, right? If we are launching a campaign for a manager, let's say I'm a manager in the organization, there are two identities who report to me, but they don't have any account on LDAP. In that case, that is called nothing to certify, right? We are selecting LDAP to review, but they don't have LDAP account, right? So as a manager, what I'll review? Nothing, right? So that is called nothing to certify. So in that case, do you want to automatically sign off by the SailPoint? So you can use this option, right? Do you want to also avoid sending emails to the manager? So you can use the second option. Suppress notification when nothing to certify. Require reassignment completion. So when we are reassigning the access, right? So SailPoint assigning access review to me, I'm reassigning to someone. For example, let's say I'm a manager in my team. There's a junior developer, there's a senior developer, there's a team lead, and then I'm the manager, right? So junior developer, what junior developer does, right? I'm not aware of it, right? But my team lead know what exactly he does, right? So what I want to do, I want to reassign my junior developer access to my team lead. That okay, you check what access is required for this person, right? So if I'm doing that, right, require reassignment completion means I can only complete my access review when that reassignment is completed. Return reassignment to the original access reviewer. You want that assignment to be returned to me again for again review. So you can use this option. Automatically sign off when all items are reassigned. Let's say if I reassign everything to different identities, right? So you want me to my access review to be automatically sign off, right? So we can use this automatically sign off when all items are reassigned. When we are delegating, right, responsibility, we are delegating access review responsibility, right? So whatever actions they are performing, let's say I am delegating my complete responsibility to team lead, that okay, you perform all my access review, right? After that, do you want that decisions which are made by team lead to be reviewed by me? So that is required delegation review. When you're approving when you're marking access approve, when you're marking access revoke, you have to provide mandatory comments. So for that, you can use this required comment for approval. Same way, required comment for revocation. Also required comment for allowing exception also. Disable delegation forwarding, right? You want to disable this feature. Limit reassignment, that okay, only up to 5 user you can reassign. You cannot assign your every access review to some other user. No, up to 5 user you can assign. Decision related. Enable line item delegation means there is basically one INT access you are reviewing, right? So that is basically called INT level access. Line item means basically that INT has multiple access to be reviewed, LDAP account, entitlement, right? So that is called line item. So line item, if you want to control, so you can use this option. Enable INT delegation means INT level delegation you want to perform. Enable account revocation. Account also you can revoke through SailPoint. You see default duration for exception 1 month. So that is configured here on this page. You see this option. Deprovision items when exception expire apply only to non-policy violation items. So enable allow exception applies only to non-policy. Applied this after 30 days. I want to revoke. So that options we have. Sorry, I think I forgot this. We have this option. We can control this. Okay, after 30 days, what will happen? It will revoke 1 month. Okay. Decision related. Can I select all and I can mark it approve? Can I select all and mark it revoke? So those decision related options you can select here. Then last is advanced, in which basically we use this advanced concept here called
exclusion rule, pre-delegation rule, sign-up approval rule. These are the three main rules through which we do customization in SailPoint. So there are other rule options also in this campaign, but we don't use it. These are the three rules which we are widely used in all type of certifications: exclusion rules, pre-delegation rule, and sign-off. Exclusion rule is like used in every certification. Right. So using this exclusion rule, we do customization. I'll tell you the context what exactly we do here, because as of now we have not started the development part. Right. When we are, let's say for example, we want to launch a campaign for all manager in the organization. Right. Now, but we want to exclude those manager from our manager list in our organization if they belongs to department ABC, if their job title is VP, right, vice president, CEO, CISO, etc. Right. So any kind of data, right, you want to exclude from your campaign. So for that, we have to write exclusion rule. Okay. Pre-delegation rule. When we want to pre-delegate some access, so let's say we don't want CEO to review access of VP, etc. Right? That complete responsibility from the CEO we want to delegate to some other person, right? So we can use this pre-delegation rule. Third one is sign-up approval rule, right? Sign-up approval rule is basically, let's say I'm the team lead, right? There are two person who work under me, right? So I will complete their access review, right? Some access I mark for approve, some I mark for revoke. We want one more level person to review whatever decision I made. So that is called sign off approval. So when I click on sign off, I'm saving my decision. My decision will be again reviewed by some other person. So that is called sign off approval rule. In all this three, we have to write a code. Without code, we cannot use these three features. Since these three impact your campaign, that's why we use these three options widely in all type of certification. Majorly, this is what we do in certification. There are a lot of options are there which we can use, but that create very complication in certification. So we make it simple, we use the certification. And since certification is most widely used feature of SailPoint, and mostly non-technical people use this. SailPoint introduced one more new certification few years back, 2-3 years back only. I think 3-4 years back. Target certification. The UI user interface of this certification is different from all other certification because they have created intentionally this. There were a lot of requirements where people complain that okay, we need a simple UI interface, right? We can go there and we can create our own certification campaign. For that reason, SailPoint introduces target certification. Here, this is the one single page certification instead of those 5 pages. Who to certify? Filter. I want to certify who are correlated equal to false. This option is not coming. False. Okay. Or I want to certify a population. Or I want to certify a rule-based logic. In filter, you can add multiple also. Add one more filter. I want to certify all user where correlate equal to false. I want to all user who basically ID region equals to, let's say, some value here, Americas. So multiple filter you can use. Who to certify is done. Exclude inactive IDs. Inactive user I want to exclude from this campaign. What to certify? What do you want to review? Accounts only, roles, entitlement. I say, okay, I would just want to review accounts. Account from LDAP application. Application equals LDAP. You can add more filter. There are other options also. Include capabilities also, right? All this thing. What to certify? Choose certifier. Who will be the certifier for all those users? There are two, primary and backup. So primary and backup, what is the concept here? Let's say we have selected manager here.
And for all those users, there are few users who don't have manager. So who will be the backup certifier? Let's say ngval is the backup certifier, right? Let's say owner of the objects, right? This work for the application only. So generally we use the manager. A single certifier option is also there. Okay. When we are selecting a single certifier, you see this backup certifier is become non-mandatory. Okay. Schedule. When do you want to launch? I want to run now. Enable staging period, yes. Additional setting. Name. Owner, that's it. Some advanced options are hidden here. Prompt for sign up, etc. Those kind of option, right? Those are hidden here. Here also, somewhere you see this. Prompt for sign up. Mostly options are hidden here because the purpose was to make a simple user interface where people can come and they can launch a campaign here. Okay, there's nothing to certify it, so this is completed. No data. So this is how we use target certification. Any question, any doubt, anyone?
Rahul, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Suppose any user has some access related to his accounts, and her access are reviewed every quarterly during the certification campaign, and the certifier like revoked his access in the certification campaign. But however, the user still need the access. Then in the next circle means how did then need to will happen? Then the user again need to raise the access for those.
Yeah, they need to come, yeah, from the access request, right? They need to again request it again.
So okay, okay. So if those access requests still certifier have that that means a permission to revoke that access anytime, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. Not anytime. During the active period only, right? They can take the decision. After that, your access is revoked. Now, after that, what will happen? SailPoint will go for revocation. There is no way you can stop that. Okay. Once that access is revoked, you still need that access. So for that case, user has to request again separately.
Okay. Got it.
Any other question here, anyone? Any question, doubt, anyone?
Nothing from my side, Rahul. Thank you.
Right. We'll again start this certification when we start development part because we have to test this exclusion rule, pre-delegation rule, and sign up approval rule. So when we start the development part, after that we'll come back again and we will see this how to use this rule and how that rule impact our certification campaign. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. We'll connect tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.